Hey, it's Leah hanging out on another Wednesday. Important information to get out again. And something really cool happening in our community, talking to State's Attorney Eric Reinhardt. Excuse me. Eric, how are you doing this morning, this afternoon, whatever time it is?
I'm doing great, Leah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me and emphasizing our work to support crime victims' rights.
Yes, because next week is Crime Victims' Rights Week, which gets started on Sunday and it runs a whole week. And there's a lot of events coming up that I want to talk to you about. But first, I think it's important to go over the details for people who aren't aware of what you do and what exactly this week is about.
Absolutely. So the state's attorney's office, the Lake County State's Attorney's Office prosecutes every crime that happens in Lake County. I'm the head of that office. Some people, my mom still calls me the district attorney occasionally. It's the same thing that you see on TV. So I'm the top prosecutor for the county. We have 145 fantastic employees in our office who fight and work every day to keep the people of Lake County safe. This next week, we'll be emphasizing victims' rights. It's a national event. The Department of Justice and the Office of Crime Victims focuses on a lot of educational efforts this upcoming week, next week, April 24th through April 30th. So we are just thrilled to be part of all of the national work and the national education efforts to tell the community about what rights victims have and to really promote the work of the office in supporting victims and survivors of crimes.
Now, what's this year's theme? There's always a theme with these things. What are you guys focusing on exactly this year?
So this year, our focus is on equity and access, and it really works perfectly with some of the new grants that we have this year and some of the new work that I've been doing as a new state's attorney. If people don't know, I've been the state's attorney since December of 2020. So it's really an exciting time in the office to promote a lot of the work that we've been doing to support victims. This year about access and equity, really that's something that every prosecutor's office across the country should be working on every day. How do we think about the barriers that victims face to achieving justice in the courtroom? And that's what we're focusing on this week. That's what we focus on every day, to think about new ways, whether it's technology or simply new understandings of the circumstances that people have with respect to how they may feel that they're not getting justice, how they actually may not be getting justice. My job is to figure out every systemic way I can to break that down.
Now, our job is to report, not just local news, but, everything, telling our community everything of what's going on in the community. And one thing, when it got put up to me to talk to you, I was like, we give a lot of the news, which obviously has a lot of crime in it, but we never follow up on, what's going on with these victims or how we could help get involved. And next week is doing exactly that. If someone wants to get involved, if someone wants to help raise awareness with the events that you have going on, can you tell me a little bit about how you're kicking that off on Monday?
Absolutely. So generally speaking, the office is doing even more on social media to talk about crime prevention. We have our blue. I'm wearing my blue tie today. We have our Blue Kids. We have our Blue Kids month where we focus on child abuse prevention. That's fantastic work done by our Lake County Children's Advocacy Center that really strives to protect children every day. Generally speaking, we want everybody in the community to learn about how to support victims, about what victims' rights are, so that in case they know somebody, maybe they have a loved one, a friend, a colleague, well, we say, hey, these are the resources that you could point those people to. Obviously, any one of us could be a victim or a survivor of a crime, and so people will get information even if they don't want to talk to us right now or don't want to talk to the police yet. At the end of the day, we want to make sure that people feel supported, that they're connected to counseling services, that they're connected to resources, whatever they may need. And whenever survivors and victims are ready to come to the police and report their crimes, we want to be able to connect them to that as well. So this upcoming week, we're going to have, I'm going to have to check my notes here just so I don't get any wrong. We have so many events. Monday, we'll be doing our official kickoff as we look at some of the cases in our juvenile courts. We'll be working with I believe it's mano a mano on that one on a virtual event on Monday at 6:00. and we'll also have a speaker from I believe from CLC, and that will be available in English and Spanish. On Tuesday, we'll be focusing on our resource fair, which is where you can get a lot of paper resources and phone numbers and different ways to tackle the problem of crime and the problem of supporting victims wherever we may find them, right? We want to make sure that we get every single technological resource, every single community resource, whether it's faith organizations, whether it's businesses, whether it's governmental entities, whether it's non-governmental entities. We have an amazing collection of community-based organizations in Lake County that provide direct services to victims. So Tuesday is a very big resource fair in our county building. On Wednesday, I'll be at all these. I'll be at the Monday event. I'll be at the Tuesday event. On Wednesday, we'll be with the Hanul Family Alliance, which is also Conwin and Hana, which is one of our Korean organizations in Lake County, where we make sure that we get services to victims who may speak Korean. Our Mano a Mano event on Monday will be focusing more on speaking to victims who may speak Spanish as their first language. And that's something really important to me. I want to say this. Our job is to protect all of the residents of Lake County. And notice I use the word resident. Mm-hmm. If you live in Lake County, you have the moral and legal right to be protected by the police, by this office, regardless of anywhere that anyone was born. Our job is to protect people. It's not to ask people where they were born and then we'll protect you. We're here to stop crime. We're here to prevent crime, and we are here to support victims regardless of anything else about them. That is our moral and legal duty, and that's really how I feel. That's why I love this year's theme of equity and access. We don't want language to ever be a barrier to justice. That's Wednesday. Thursday will be at the Mundelein Resource Fair, where there will be over 24 community organizations that serve victims. It's another resource fair where I'll be speaking and talking a little bit more about the office, and what that event will also be available in Spanish. Friday, we'll be at the Highwood Public Library talking about a fantastic program that I'm really excited to share, which is we will be, because of the work of State Senator Julie Morrison and State Representative Joyce Mason, our Friday event will be talking about our new texting program, which is where we will be automatically updating victims of crimes about the court date for the person who maybe attacked them or hurt them or stole from them. That's available in any language. It's a voluntary program, but it's a way for the victims to very easily be able to stay up to date on the court. Maybe the victim is working that day. They don't want to take a phone call right then. Maybe they're not in a psychological place where they want to talk about what happened to them. That's okay. They're just going to get an easy text, right? They're going to get a text that updates them about the court date. Look at it whenever they want. They can look at it again. It's like an airline text. You can check it whenever you need to. It's not just a phone call, right? And we have fantastic counselors in our office who do these phone calls. They spend hours updating people about court dates, and I want them to spend hours just talking to victims. I want them to spend hours sitting with victims, doing that one-on-one care that they are fantastic at. So this texting app is a way to just get the information simply and accurately to the victims, while that counseling, that real one-on-one back and forth, is being done by our fantastic victim witness counselors. So that's on Friday. And then on Saturday, we'll be having another resource fair again, where all of the groups will be at Gurney Mills on Saturday. So we have a banner, I think, that has all these times, but most of them are in the evening. The one on Saturday is from 10 to 12 at Gurney Mills. That's going to be probably our biggest one. And so, yeah.
You guys are going to be by us.
Yes, I think so. I think so.
Yeah.
So I hope people found that interesting. I was just sort of listing a lot of events, but our office is very engaged this year, and we did a lot last year. We've been very engaged the last 2 years to make sure that we're really getting the word out about victims' rights. We'll have a list of the Victims' Bill of Rights. It's a little card that we have that we'll have at every one of these events, so that people really know what they can expect and really what they can ask of our office to do for them in court.
Well, unfortunately, crime is just a part of the day-to-day of what we're hearing or what's being reported on the radio, on TV, wherever you get your news. And I feel like, and maybe it's because I've been paying more attention, but that, you just bring up the last 2 years, and what you guys are doing there at the office. I feel like the last 2 years that has it been worse? Have numbers been higher? Or is that?
No, that I think with people coming out of the pandemic, there's been a lot of pressure on all of us psychologically. Sometimes, unfortunately,
Right.
that expresses itself as crime and has to be dealt with very seriously. The 2020 was probably the one of the worst years nationally
Yeah.
for crime rates. It went down a little bit in 2021. And so we, in this office, we believe a lot in tracking the data, but just so that we can see the broader trends. We've increased the number of victim witness counselors since I've become the state's attorney. We've put more Spanish-speaking victim witness counselors, more Spanish-speaking attorneys, because we have so many Spanish speakers in Lake County. So we're really working every day to get access, to make sure that every victim has access to our office, to our fantastic counselors, and we're going to keep fighting crime everywhere we can, working with our fantastic partners in law enforcement to really aggressively and innovatively attack the problem.
Again, Crime Victims' Rights Week going on next week, starting Sunday, April 24th. Talking to State's Attorney Eric Reinhart. You've got a busy week coming up. Really appreciate everything that you're doing there and everybody at your office and, throughout the community of Lake County, as you had said. Now, we're just talking about this upcoming week of what's going on. You guys are constantly busy there, 365 days a year. I imagine there are other things you're doing outside of next week.
Absolutely. We've increased the number of attorneys working on domestic violence. We've increased the number of victim witness counselors. We've built the first violent crime unit ever. We've increased our resources to search cell phones and laptops if we have a search warrant. We are working really innovatively to tackle crime. We do it every day. And the victim witness counselors, the 12 of them that we have in our office, they are amazing. They take calls at all hours of night. We're working on a grant so that we can actually have a 24-hour phone line available for individuals to reach a victim witness counselor. We've received a new grant to fight human trafficking, which is one of the secret sort of crimes really throughout the country.
I was just talking to my son about this. He's in high school, and he mentioned learning about it. And I was like, where we're at in Gurnee is where we live, right between the two major cities. People don't realize how much of that is actually going on and what a crisis that actually is.
So this year, I'm very proud to say our office was one of only 6 recipients nationally to receive federal funds to fight human trafficking. Along with a Safe Place, we received $1.5 million to fight human trafficking in Lake County. It's a brand new grant, and it's one of the things I'm most proud of. We're working with the FBI, the U.S. Attorney's Office, Homeland Security to fight that particularly ugly and brutal crime because it does secretly prey on the vulnerable, and we need to make sure that it does not happen in Lake County or anywhere.
Awesome. Eric, it was so great talking to you. Really do appreciate everything that you guys are doing there at the State's Attorney's Office. I've been, bouncing back and forth, scrolling information on your guys' Facebook. People can find you at LC State's Attorney. Is there a website where people can get, that media or the pamphlets or any kind of Bill of Rights information?
Yeah, I think we have that on our general website address, which I don't have memorized. I think it's lcsao.org, but I will. No,
you know what? Here's the thing: people don't memorize web addresses anymore.
That's right, they don't.
You put it in Google, it will take you right there.
That's right. Lake County State's Attorney's Office. We have a lot of this information. We have a lot of this information up about how we support victims and a lot of the Victims' Bill of Rights, and we're actually going to be getting a new website soon. So you'll see even a more user friendly version of it in the upcoming months. But
social is the easiest way.
Absolutely.
And you can find it right there on Facebook, LC State's Attorney. Again, thank you, Eric Reinhart, for sitting down and talking to us today.
Well, Leah, thank you so much for educating the public yourself about this important topic. And we'll see everybody next week.
Absolutely. Happy to. Thanks, Eric.
Okay. Thank you.